Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Blue Table Talk, and I'm your host, Deborah Jones. And tonight we have on the podcast, we're going to introduce them one by one. We have Geneziz, R&B group. And so without any delay, before we bring them on, let me tell you about COVID. COVID is still out there. So guys, please take care of yourself. Do it every day that you were doing in 3 years ago. Continue doing that because it's still out there. I just got over myself. I just got over upper respiratory. So they say it wasn't COVID, it wasn't the flu, it was just upper respiratory, but they had me stay inside for 5 days. And that was the Thanksgiving holiday. So y'all just be careful, and I'm just trying to take care of me and my family, and just wear my mask whenever I don't wear it all the time. I ain't gonna lie. I'm taking care of myself, and I want you guys to do the same thing. So tonight, without any further ado, I would like to introduce to you Geneziz. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hello. Blue Table Talk.
I forgot to introduce my co-host, Toya Ozan. Hey Toya.
Hello guys, how are you?
Yeah.
We're good, Toya.
And so tonight the group is Cedric Ford. We have Dedrick Ford, we have Derek Ford, and we have J-Mo. Is that it? Okay. Yeah. I know you got no names, but are they all brothers?
That name has changed overnight. Look at that. Look at
that. They're all brothers, guys.
Dedrick.
Anyway, so let them go ahead and introduce themselves, tell you a little bit about themselves, and while they're doing that, I'm a lower my phone. If you guys' phone is on, make sure you put on vibrate so that it won't interrupt with the podcast. So, all right, we're gonna start with you, Cedric.
Well, I'm Cedric. I'm the oldest of the Ford brothers. I live in Houston, but originally from Chicago. Those are my blood brothers. Derek Coleman, he's my brother, but not by blood, but he's definitely my brother. You couldn't tell us nothing different, but glad to be here with you tonight and looking forward to having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm Deldrick.
Derek.
You're Dedrick now.
No.
It's Dedrick.
This is Deldrick. It's just Red Ford. I am the younger brother of Cedric. Matter of fact, I'm the brother right under Cedric.
You the second oldest.
The second oldest brother of the Ford clan. Born and raised in Chicago, now residing in Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, that's about it.
I'm Derek. And I'm Derek Coleman Ford. Yeah, all of that. And we're all in there from Chicago. I reside in Atlanta now. I'm stuck in there with another boy that ain't here right now. So I'm right above Kevin, and Monte's here. So we just kind of chilling. Glad to be with you guys tonight. And thank you for having us. Definitely.
Definitely.
Well, he just said my whole name, Jamonte. But
I go by J-Mo.
I go by J-Mo. But it's all well and good either way. I'm the youngest of the clan. So happy to be here and just honored to be with my brothers finally, So I'm.
Whoa.
You went dead. Yeah, your mic went out.
You back, J-Bo?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry. Okay. Somebody was calling me.
Apologies.
Okay.
No problem.
Did y'all hear me though?
Yeah, we hear you now. We hear you loud and clear.
I'm very happy to be here.
Okay, so how long have you got? I know you're brothers, but how long y'all been singing together?
I'll say it like this. We started as little bitty kids. Now we started. This is before Jamonte was even born. Actually, Jamonte's 17 years younger than I am. My mom, and I was graduating high school when my mother came to me talking about she's pregnant, about to have another baby. And I looked at her and I said, "Stop playing. That's not true." But we all said. So lo and behold, There's the proof over in the corner. And we're glad he's here.
In the pudding.
So yes, we've been singing primarily our entire lives. We would take back in the day, we had the hi-fi and the actual record player. We would turn on our favorite groups and listen to them and sing along with them. Now the story went like this. My dad said that he would see us. We would go get the broom and put it in the middle of the room and make it the microphone.
No, the vacuum cleaner.
Vacuum, my bad. You're right. It's the vacuum cleaner. And if it's red, we get either the mop or the broom. I would grab one or the other, and we would make them like guitars. Kevin would go and get all of the pots and pans from up under the sink and get a fork and a spoon or something to play drums. And so we would all get around the microphone and we'd just be marking and singing along with the music we heard. And of course, we grew up in my granddad's church. And my parents, they're as gifted just as we are. And we watched and we learned and we soaked up everything we saw from our parents and our uncles and stuff. And hey, we just been doing it pretty much since inception.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So who writes your music?
It's a collaboration of us all. Right now, our biggest producer is the little one over in the corner. He went to school for production, for music production. So he kind of surpassed us in some areas, but we all kind of write music.
So music has been in your family for a long time?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool.
Yeah. I think we're trying to avoid the question of how old we actually are.
Yeah, it is.
I think I started that.
I mean, just to come off the tail end of what Cedric was saying, like we would be in the house set up as if we were a real live group, like we were the Jackson 5, well, along with our sisters.
Okay.
But before it was over, all of our neighbors would be on our front porch. And the concert would move from inside the house to on the front porch, and we would do like a full-blown concert for the whole block. And this happened like every weekend, every Saturday after we finished cleaning up.
Okay.
We had to wash dishes first.
You know you had to do that.
Whoever's week it was to wash dishes, you had to get it done.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Not at all.
Exactly.
That'll work. So who gave the name Geneziz? How did that? I think you spell it Geneziz.
Yeah.
So who gave that name to you guys, or who pronounced that name? How did y'all get that?
Derek, you want to tell a story how we said it in the living room?
No, you got it. Go ahead and tell it.
I'll tell it.
Go ahead. Greg, you tell it.
I'll tell it. And it started off where we had just came home from church. It was a good fiery service, and we was all sitting down at my mama's dining room table. We first started off playing cards, and we were talking about like what we were going to do as far as the group and everything. And we was trying to think of a name, and we started talking. And then it got God came on in the room, and we got to tarrying right downstairs. We got to crying out to the Lord.
My
we
God.
were doing some major crying out to the Lord. It got real. God came in the midst, and I don't know who it was came up with it. I don't know which one of us it was, but somebody said Genesis, because we were saying something. We was like, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first, and we incorporated that with the word Genesis. Now the spelling is different because the group Genesis actually a group that's out already. Phil Collins has a group Genesis, so we had to change the spelling in order for us to use it.
Oh, okay.
And also, this very well known that we sang with our sisters and my mom and my sisters as we were little kids. And so when the Winans and the commission era came about, we decided we wanted to be a all male group.
Right.
So that's when we split out. Me, Kevin's not on with us, and Red. We started out, and so later on, maybe a year later, I don't know if it was that long. Derek Coleman over in another church. He was singing with another group, and from day one, he connected with us, and That's over 30 some years. He
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
Yeah.
14, 15 when we met him.
Right.
And so we've been singing ever since. He wanted to answer that question. Should I be singing with the question with the Ford brothers?
Right. Right. And I tell you, it was funny because really, we tried several things. We sat at the dining room table one day and we came up with a name, Perfect Love.
Perfect blend.
Blend.
Perfect
Perfect
blend,
blend.
perfect blend.
Man.
And
Yeah.
we were sitting there because we thought our harmony was the best ever, and nobody. So we came up with the perfect blend, and we took that to a couple of people. They were like, "Nah, don't y'all."
We took that to St. James Church God in Christ and got us
Yeah,
some
I think
bomb.
that's what we did in that perfect blend. Yeah,
So
yeah.
bad the blend was not perfect.
Oh,
Not
no.
at all. Like, no, we gotta change that name.
Well,
Well, leave
the
that one alone. So all of you guys just sing and no one plays instruments or what?
Well,
We
Jamonte is
actually all do play instruments because all of us actually at our home church, we all had our time where we were the church drummer.
Okay.
So we all play drums in our own right. But I took it further. I'm still actually playing a retired.
Right.
I guess
way
the
he
strongest
retired.
instrument I played outside of the drums was I played saxophone for years.
Yep, I
Mhm.
remember that too.
And I tried to play bass a little bit. That didn't work too well, but I could play that. But
Right.
that didn't work too well. But saxophone is my strongest instrument. I just hadn't played it. Ooh, I think if I tried now, I'd probably pass out.
I remember you sitting right next to the drums
Saxophone.
playing. I remember that.
Yeah, I played saxophone.
Yeah, yeah. So how often do you guys tour or perform or even perform?
Well, here's his issue. That Deldrick, we call him Red.
Mm-hmm.
He
Yeah.
tours and performs all the time. He's on tour and performing all the time. And so is J-Mo right there in the city. And myself and Derek, we're more in our churches. We work more in our churches. But
Mm-hmm.
the last couple of years, we've been coming together back as a group to kind of I won't say restart some things, but to finish some stuff that we should have done years ago.
Right.
So we, the last couple of years, put out a couple of singles, and we're still working on the EP right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Jamonte? We in the studio getting that music cut, right? Okay, just so that's what we're working on. So we've been off and on together. I mean, there have been many times we would just go home, probably do a pop-up concert, or people will invite us out and we'll go do something. But primarily right now, we've been kind of concentrating on trying to make something stable over the last couple of years.
We all four of us live in 4 different locations now, so it's kind of hard for us to get together and like do rehearsals and stuff like that in order to go and perform. And what we just currently did is we did release a new single called "Be Ready."
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They can pick it up on any platform that's out here now. Any of the listeners, you can look under Geneziz, Genezziz, and the song is called "Be Ready." We also have a Christmas song, a holiday song out there as well,
Right.
and we've been in the studio coming back together as a group. But unfortunately, all 4 of us are doing 4 different things. I travel every weekend almost, and so it's kind of hard for us to come together. But we're gonna make it work. God gonna make that thing work.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
It's destined. I mean, it's been on us, and as long as we're still here and we still have breath in our body, it's possibilities, and we're definitely looking forward to trying to make it legacy, because we do have children and family members, and people have been really asking for this. You just wouldn't believe how many people say, "We got to do something, man. We waiting on something."
Right.
And
Right.
so,
Yeah.
And to sum it up, D. Jones, I'm gonna say it like this: we got a story. You hear me? We got a story on how God brought these men into the world, took us through the tests and trials that we've been through in our lives, but yet we're still here, being able to actually have this conversation with you And that's why it is so such an exciting moment for me to even share in this, because they came along before me, but now I'm in the fold, and I see how God has used them, how God has kept them, and took them through what they went through. And now that I've had my time in this experience of life, it's a story. And so I'm just excited just to be able to have any opportunity to tell the story that we got.
Right. That's awesome. That's awesome. Didn't you say that your dad was a minister? Did y'all say that?
Yes, he is.
Both,
He is a
both my
minister.
parents are.
Yeah, both of you. Okay, awesome.
Man, yeah,
Awesome.
mom and dad.
Yes. So I know you said your sisters used to sing with you guys, so they don't sing with you guys anymore. Or y'all never bring them in the forte?
If it's a special occasion, yeah, like if we go home and do something like strictly for the family, the sisters will go back and do some of those old songs we used to do because in the beginning, like we were talking about earlier, most of our songs were like choir songs. We would do a lot of the Clark sisters, Andre Crouch, and stuff like that,
Hawkins
and
family.
the Hawkins family. And then once we got up in age and our later teenagers, and like he said, Whiners and Commission came out, all the boys separated. Was like, nah, we don't want to do that no more. We want to do something different, and that's how Geneziz came about.
Okay, so you started singing gospel music first.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's awesome. A lot of,
and we still sing gospel music.
We still sing gospel. Our new single that's out is a gospel song right now.
Yes,
oh, okay, cool. And that's what I said. Be ready.
Be ready. Yes,
okay.
Indeed.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to ask you to sing it because somebody just said he was sick.
That winter cold.
That old COVID got my lungs.
Just a little
we
bit.
call it the Hulk up here in Chicago. That Hulk is
not that I'm gonna actually do a little rendition of it, but But let me go ahead and talk to the viewers because they're very important to me. Guys, look, I know that you're on here tonight, and why don't you transfer over from my phone to the comment section and just say hello to this group called Geneziz. They call themselves Geneziz. They're from Chicago. They're from Chicago, really, and now they're living in different cities. So say hello to Geneziz, and if you want to ask them any questions, feel free to do so. And I'll just forward the questions over to them. And thank you for coming on tonight as well. Okay, so as far as do y'all use social media to get yourself out there or what?
Yes, we do.
Which one?
We're currently on Facebook promoting our singles. Pretty much every platform that you can get. IG, we use it all just to let people know what we're doing. So we're still integrating a lot of our systems to where we can be able to actually have like one big platform to where everybody can get access to what we're doing. That's still in the works. But I must say, just from the things that we've been doing collectively, man, we've had a great success and just getting the product out there and getting people to listen and react and enjoy what we're doing.
Right. So who inspires you guys to be part of the music industry?
Wow.
That's a great question.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
I would say my grandfather.
That's how it started. Yeah.
That's how it started. He and my grandmother both were singers, ministers. Or my grandfather was a pastor, and my grandmother. It's crazy. You probably hear this story all the time when it comes to Black people singing, coming up in the church. My entire family sings. Like every cousin, every niece, nephew, everybody sing. We was pretty much the choir. It was just a family church, family and everybody was sing. But to get into like different artists that inspired us, I was really, really, really taken on with the Williams Brothers.
Yes.
That was actually one of the first songs I ever led with the family group. Was one of the Williams Brothers songs, and we was really into quartet because my grandfather was in one of the biggest quartet groups in Chicago called the Kelly Brothers. They used to travel the entire country. They sang with Lou Ross and people, back in the day. And my thing was the Williams Brothers and quartet music. And as we got older, then it was even more. You had Harvey with
Can't
Come
spell.
from a poor family, didn't have much,
All right,
but
brother.
the Lord been good to me. Stuff
Right,
like
right.
that. You know, those that kind of stuff was my thing. I took on to quartet music a whole lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you know, a lot of people love quartet music. You know, so
Yes,
I'm
yes,
one.
they do.
I'm one of them. I'm from a musical kind of family, so
Okay.
I ain't say we all sing, but you know we do.
You know how to
That's
take
inclined.
I used to direct the choir. I used to direct the choir by church, so I used to
Okay.
music and minister. But and I taught every section. You know, the soprano, the alto, all that. I did all that. But now I can't even teach my children. So I ruined all that. Trying to teach a song. So that'll work though. So I know you say y'all write your own music, and some of you play the drums. Any other instruments you play?
I dibble and dabble in keyboards,
Keyboard. Okay.
piano, you know, just because I've always wanted to just be able to write my own music. So I just sat myself down and taught myself certain chords to where I can produce, write, and things of that nature. So if I really did take my time with it, I probably could play for somebody's church service. But I just don't apply myself like I should. And it's just because, you know, being able to sing and play drums has been working out for me. But I'm gonna sit down one day and really get really into it as far as playing keys one day.
Okay. I know you already got y'all PK kids. So
Yeah.
Right.
so you know I know how that is because my grandfather's a minister. You know, and we were bad.
I don't take on that.
I was like this. They were bad. I was a quiet one in the family.
PK kids didn't do nothing that nobody else's kids did do.
That's what I'm talking about. But you know, they gonna look at those PK kids.
People put expectations on us, and then when we don't meet their expectations, they call us bad, which is all the way wrong. So anyway,
right. We weren't bad.
So what do you enjoy most about being a group? Come, you know, singing together.
Just that right there, doing it together. To be able, like, okay, I'll put it like, I'll give my perspective. When I tour and when I'm out on the road, I do background singing for different R&B artists. I've been with from Jamie Foxx to Genuine. Just to, you know, and when I'm on the stage with them, you look over and you see your friend or whatever, it's okay. But when I'm on the stage with them, I already know who's automatically to my left. I already know who automatically who's to my right, who's gonna say what part. I can turn around and we can, you know, physically and, you know, mentally come together and make things that we do on stage and vocally come off better because it's a family affair, you know. Not taking anything else from anybody else that I perform with in my life with, but it's nothing like being up there with your brothers and, you know, performing and portraying the music that you're getting on.
Because they're not gonna judge you, right?
They might.
Oh yeah,
we judge each other. I ain't gonna lie.
Biggest critics. I say that.
we are our biggest critics.
Right.
So
we'll let you know real soon. That wasn't right.
That's just for that. I said after the performance, they say, "Man, you didn't do that right. You didn't sing that right." So you know, what's
of course. Like what?
And most of the time we know.
Yeah.
We already know it didn't go right. But really the best thing for sure about us being a group is us coming together and being able to create and put out what we believe we were made to do.
Right.
I think this is what we were made to do, and I think every time we come together, something special happens when we come together to make music. So that's the best part of coming together for me, certainly.
Yeah.
What about
What happened to
Cedric?
Cedric.
He might have gotten knocked off somehow.
Yeah, it might have been.
Somebody might have called him.
Yeah, he might have gotten knocked off.
He got an Android. That's what it is. He got an Android.
Watch it.
Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, son.
I might be the only one.
You the only one.
I'm the only one on iPhone.
Yeah.
Hey, I was
Wait, come
about
on
to
now.
say, you got
Toya,
an
you with me?
Android too. You got an Android too. It just got iPhone on the label.
Toya, you with me? Please
I'm
tell
with
me.
you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all I need. One.
Yeah. So tell me your best and your worst performance.
Ooh.
I'm gonna let them take that. Cause see, they've been doing it so much longer, so they got both of them stories.
Okay,
Boy.
I got the worst one. Derek knows what I'm about to say. So, like
I think I know what that one is too.
we were Chicago renowned. Like everybody's church, everybody's musical. We was there. It was like we were the whiners and commission of Chicago.
Right.
And so we just happened to be at this one midnight musical, and we was going to switch it up, and we was going to do a quartet song because we had revised Jesus is on the main line.
Right.
So so we had one of our friends that played guitar, and he started the song off so high in the wrong key, and I'm the lead singer.
Right.
So he started off. And I jump out there trying to sing. Bro said, no, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna do that. Wait. So as we try to figure out what we're gonna sing instead, my brother Derek just yells in the mic. It's so good to know.
Which is a famous commission song.
It's a famous commission song, and it was one of our favorites, one of the ones that we will always go because it's upbeat. So Derek said, it's so good to know. So everybody's like, yeah, let's do that. We ready. And he said, no.
Now wait a minute, D. Now mind you, and I'm just gonna insert this. It's about
Go ahead.
1,500 people in this church.
Yes.
It's packed, it's crowded, and we doing all of this while we standing in front of the people.
And everybody already know how we do. So
Right.
we do have this signature song, and it's more of a like praise and worship song called Amen. And Cedric, he denied everybody that tried to come up with an idea. Nope, we're not doing that. Nope, we're not doing that. Put us in the key of E flat major, please.
It would be E flat minor.
E flat minor, and we went on and did the song.
While I'm still in the mic saying, "Why we can't do it so good tonight?"
So y'all messed that song up, right?
Well, when we got to our man, we went on and brought the house down.
Yeah, it was over there.
Okay.
It was over.
Okay.
So,
I think it would have been different if I was there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. See, they be leaving you out.
Yeah, that was one of them times he got left at the house.
Right, I was at home crying because I couldn't be there.
Yeah, that one of them times he would have put on that white suit and we were like, boy, go sit down. You ain't going nowhere.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
I want to make sure I'm right. It seems like Cedric is the laid back one in the crew.
Really?
It's like I'm just saying. Let me see. It seems like Red and Jamie are the ones that act a fool. And Derek is like,
see,
wow.
You got that's about right.
Flesh and blood did not reveal that to you, my sister.
Yes, he did.
Derek is what?
Where you never laid back.
Going off what you see right now.
Derek is the one that be like, I don't know which way I want to go. If I'm gonna be good tonight, I'm gonna be bad. I don't know.
Now you got him right. You got
Derek
him
is
right. That was good. Cedric being laid back.
No, not Cedric laid back. No, Lord.
That's what I said. Cedric now.
Let me say this. Cedric is the one, if y'all got caught, Cedric is the one that can be like, you know what, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I wasn't there. And they're going to believe him.
That's crazy.
Well, I appreciate your observation.
Yes, on your side.
Here's what let me say it like this. I'll say it like this. Cedric is very laid back, but that's only when they get off the stage. Once they on the stage, though, he ain't no laid back. He's going to be the one that pretty much call the shots because, you know, he had the ear. God bless him with the ear. God bless him with the discernment, you know, being able to, you know, see the atmosphere and stuff like that. So he definitely commanded the stage. But afterwards, and, you know, just chilling afterwards is over, Cedric probably was the most laid back that I saw. Until, you know.
You my God. That's why I knew Cedric. But I know
Thank you, Toya.
Red.
Wait, let me put this way in the camera.
Right.
He was a beast on that stage. That's all I'm
here it is. Like Miss Jones, you mentioned earlier how you directed the choir and you taught music. That was my whole childhood, pretty much starting out as maybe 13 years old. I would teach the choir, teach the music, train all for years. And so when we were a group, you know, I was just really fast. And I can't say I am the best because we all have ears for music. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you some of the worst times it was being in charge of the choir was being in charge of the choir with everybody in the choir could sing. So every time I'm trying to teach parts, everybody, that ain't it. No, that's not it. It go like this. So I'm trying to get the choir to hear me try to teach and instruct when Red trying to give his piece, my sister Regina trying to give her piece. Everybody in the choir trying to say, no, that ain't how it go. We even had people who really thought they could sing and actually teach parts. No, they was just terribly wrong, but they just thought they could because that's the type of choir we had.
Right.
So it was rough. And so in that setting, I became more of a leader because leadership was pretty much tossed on me as a teenager to an adult. So when we became a group, I wasn't just trying to take over. It was just my experience on being on stage, handling the stage, my charisma, kind of watching, you know, the service and trying to figure out, okay, what's best. Perfect example. We were in Memphis, Tennessee. And one of the same scenarios they just explained to you. We were in Memphis, Tennessee at this church, a little Baptist church. And we got up and we started singing that same song that Derek loved to sing. It's so good to know. And I'm looking at these people. They're more elderly people that, you know, and I'm thinking, we in the South. They ain't trying to hear this contemporary commissioning wine. No. So I stopped the music and I looked at them and said, brothers, y'all know what we got to do. They said, what? I said, hello, mother. And we hit that and that whole church lit up. You have to know your audience. You have to be able to tell what your audience is asking for. You know, if it's a contemporary crowd, yes, let's give them the commission. If it's a more traditional crowd, let's give them the traditional. And it just depends on whatever demographic we're in. If we're in the South, they big on quartet.
Yes.
Big.
Yes.
You know, if you go up to LA is huge on urban contempt. Urban, you know, that's just LA. And certain other Red is on the road. He just certain territories you have to do certain things. So I was kind of good at doing that, watching and feeding off the crowd and trying to direct them where we should go. Not that I was just trying to take over, but just trying to make sure. My grandfather always told us, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it.
What works, do that. Do what works.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. How do you energize your audience?
Oh man, it's again watching and just observing.
Observation.
Yeah, one of the things I like to do is, I know we're the featured artists. I like to sit in on what's going on in the service to kind of tell where the atmosphere is going. Because you have other artists who are singing and so you want to make sure, again, you want to check your demographics. You want to see who's out in the audience. You want to see what type of people are out there, who's the majority of the audience. But you don't want to overlook the audience that, you know, it may be more elderly, but you can't overlook those youth. You got to give them something. If they're out there, you got to make sure you give them something so they can go away and say, hey, this was a good concert. So it's all about observing your audience, preparing your music. Now, one thing I love about our group, I love about us. And we're more older now, but we're very versatile.
Mm-hmm.
You can't pin us into no box. We can go any genre you want. And that's the blessing that we can actually say amongst us. We can go wherever genre you pull up, we can go there.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what vocal parts do you guys sing? You sing your baritone.
I can
We sing a little bit of it all.
parts, but I have a real you wouldn't believe the range that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I'm getting over COVID.
Right.
You would not believe the range that I do have. I sing most of the higher parts.
Okay.
Yeah, I started off as like the Ralph Tresvant of the group. I started off like as a soprano back in the day. I mean, I'm serious. Like I was actually like first soprano.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, it used to be times when the girls in our choir couldn't hit certain notes.
And
Cedric would point at me and say, "Hit this," and I do it. And he's like, "See if he can do it, y'all can do it." But anyway,
he's a boy. Boys don't say y'all girls.
So, Ray, you the Ralph Tresvant of the group?
I was. Now I'm
You Bobby? No,
okay.
I'm not talking about singing.
I'll take Bobby. I'll take Bobby.
No, he ain't Bobby. He run. He running.
Ron DeVoe.
Yeah, he run the ball because he was always the cool, calm. Like Red was like the freshest to me. I'm just talking about.
I was the
He
hip
always
hop
wore like the
dude.
best
Like
clothes.
I was the one that took us from wearing suits to start wearing jeans and stuff like that, going to churches and stuff like that. My ministry was different.
Right.
Yeah. So fashion was definitely. So that's why I call him Ronnie.
And then singing, he gonna listen and he gonna get in wherever he needs to go.
Right.
That's always Red. He normally holds the bottom, but whenever we're singing and he hear where we're going, he gonna go wherever it needs to go to make sure that the glue is right.
Because we all lead. So
that's a good
thing.
Somebody has to pull where I'm at.
Right.
So it moves to different parts.
And we can get there automatically. It don't take us no time.
Once we hear the second and we know where we're at, everybody kind of know where to go. You know what we need to do. Yeah.
Have y'all ever been on a tour when someone was booed off the stage? Not you guys, but your lead.
Hold on, say that again. I want to again.
Have you ever been to a concert when like someone sounds good on CD, but in person they don't sound so well and they're booed off?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? You know what's I hope they don't get on me.
I can't say none of the names because I still work with these people.
Hey, let me just give a disclaimer. The reason why I went dark for a minute, I was trying to set it up where we can share it out to social media. So we on Facebook, so be careful.
And they will shut you down.
Without saying names, is it someone that's really big that everyone knows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've worked with a lot of people from Gerald Levert, Keith Sweat, Joe, New Edition. Anybody in the R&B pop world, I've worked and been on tour with them at some point on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done pretty much major gospel.
And I've pretty much done major gospel, and I saw some bombs.
In between both as well.
I've seen some major artists that you probably know he's not the greatest singer. And people be like, yeah.
It's been some award shows that we've been affiliated with people that and we all get on text message or whatever we got communication, and we all been watching that show, and we all get on text message and be like, "Boy, did you hear that?"
Miss Jones and Toya, we're revamping. We're trying to outlive our reputation because we were notorious.
We were hard, yeah.
We were notorious to a point. We have friends who will come if they want here. They will tell you this story. That was this famous church. I think Red made mention of it earlier. It was called St. James Church of God in Christ. The late great Bishop Willie James Campbell,
Willie
one
James
of our
Campbell.
favorites. One of our favorites. He's gone on to be with the Lord, but he was like the major dude in Chicago for music. Like he would do this musical every Sunday, and he was on radio. So he would do radio on Saturdays, and every major gospel artist or whatever would come to this church because of him. So he and he was a really big influence on us getting a notoriety and getting known out there as well. So, but we would be at his church at this musical, and we had a certain section we sat in every Sunday. Every Sunday.
People
They
knew
knew
not to
when we came in, do not be in our section because this is where we gonna be.
Right.
So here's the thing. So when different people would get up to sing and perform, I ain't see it like this, but they would say people would turn around to look in the back to see if we're giving them a thumbs up or thumbs down, or we pulling them off the stage. I don't remember it being like that, but they said that every musical,
we would be
would turn around. We would be the Sandman, like, get them off.
That would be me.
Oh my God.
We were notorious.
Oh yeah.
We didn't do too well. Yeah.
I believe you. I believe you because I had some friends that they're always singing. We always would get together, go to these concerts, and we just sit there and laugh. They used to have to pick me off the floor. I'm laughing so hard. And one lady, she couldn't end her song, so she looked at me to help her end the song. I was on the floor.
But we were notorious, and I I hate to even say that we still outliving that representation. But yeah, that was us. We went on somebody in a hurry.
Oh yeah.
Some of that stuff I kind of regret because, like he said, it follows us. Like as soon as some people see it, they're like, "Oh, here they come."
Oh man.
I didn't hear you.
I said, at least you guys are keeping it real.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one thing we did. We definitely kept it real.
Hey, but we also knew, because we were like that, we knew that when we took that stage, we better be on cue because they
Yeah,
get us.
Yeah, it's people out there couldn't wait. One of us
couldn't wait. Couldn't wait.
Well, look, I cannot sing. I cannot hold a note, but I love music, and if you cannot sing, I will tell you.
God bless you, baby.
As
you should. As you should.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been to 4 concerts, and the only ones I can say that sound like they should sound like on is New Edition is great. I've heard Joe before, Keith Sweat.
And you naming all the guys that did it for real, man. They actually put in
Yeah,
work to sound what they needed to sound like. Now you got this new age stuff to where they can depend on technology. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't really got to put in that much work.
We talking about people who are pretty much out there singing to stems. They are not singing to no live vocals. They letting their background vocals sing, and they just perform it.
Right.
And you know who else was good, y'all? I know he's locked up. Y'all don't have to say anything. But he was a very talented pedophile. R. Kelly sounds amazing.
Wow, you had to put the other part on there?
Right. So you know I was in Chicago.
Hey, call a spade a spade.
You know
Hey, he was what he was.
Yeah.
It's a tight area, but
Yeah,
I agree with you.
But he was a monster with the mic. He was a monster. You can't take that away from him.
Cannot take that away from him.
Amazing.
I think I heard somebody say, I love R. Kelly music. I just don't mess with Robert. Because Robert was the one out there doing all the whatever.
Right.
But R. Kelly is the musician. You can't take nothing away from him. He's the king.
He was amazing musically. He was amazing.
He's definitely the king of R&B.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely that.
Well, y'all, he not the king no more because he locked him.
Say it again. What she say?
He probably singing in the courts like he did last time.
Say the king can't get no more.
He can't get no more. So do any of you guys encounter stress before y'all perform?
You said, do we encounter stress?
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I'm always excited when I'm with these guys. I'm always excited, so it's never a stressful moment for me. Just because it's been a great journey since my start and being in the group, and I just always feed off the excitement of the situation. So it's never stressful for me. The only thing that was stressful for me is that I couldn't sing with them. That was my only stressful moment. But now that I'm a part of the group,
I'd say there's always a nervousness for me. And I'll say this, and they probably never heard me say this. I've sang on stage with some wonderful people, but I'm most nervous when I sing with them. And I'm most nervous when I sing with them because they have always been my biggest critic. You garner respect from outside of where you are, and people love you and this, that, and the other. But when you come back to your brothers and you were there, and they kind of look like, boy, we ain't studying you. Come on, sing.
Exactly.
As for me, I've since I was a little boy, I've always wanted this. This is what I wanted to do. Hit the stage. So nervousness, stress, none of that. It might be like Derek said, maybe a little anxious, or something that you use, that you channel in order to get your performance off.
Right.
So I mean, and I've been on some of the biggest stages in so many different countries and stuff like that. At this point, if there was stress, then something's wrong, because I'm gone every weekend. This is a every week thing for me. So, no, there's nothing nervous about it. Nothing stressful about it at all. Because if there ever was a nerve, is if I knew my voice wasn't right.
Now,
if I knew I was hoarse or something like that, and my voice wasn't right, then I'd be a little nervous. But other than that,
this may come as a shocker. And when I was younger, as like Red, he's saying he wanted it. I was real bashful. People would say, "What?" No, when I first started out, I was pretty bashful. I didn't really go after it like that. It wasn't until I became, I guess, a teenager, it got a little bit more stronger on me. I've always enjoyed singing because that's our family, but I really wasn't that person out front. But once I got out there, now you can't pull me back.
Now you can't pull you back. Yeah,
no, I'm good. I do this every weekend, like Red said. I'm at one of the largest ministries here in Houston, Texas, at Windsor Village United Methodist Church. Huge church.
That's what Kathy Taylor is.
Kathy Taylor with me. That's my boss. That's my boss, and we do this every weekend, and I'm blessed to be there. And God has graced me. I've been there going on 5 years soon, but right 4.5 years now. So not too long ago, the brothers and I had an opportunity to sing there.
Yeah.
So it's not a nervous thing for me. What it is, I do challenge myself because of what I am doing and who I'm doing it for, because I don't want to not be able to uplift the people, because that's what I'm called to do in my role as worship leader. Is I want to make sure that I'm doing, first of all, pleasing God, but making sure the people are being uplifted through what I do. And so, like Red, my only drawback is when my voice is not as strong as it could be, and I know it.
Yeah,
people be saying, "Oh, you did great." I'm like,
right.
To me, I know my limits, and I was not able to, really deliver like I should have. But to just say go out and be nervous, I've been doing this too long now to the point. Nervousness is not the deal. It's just you want to make sure you execute.
Right.
Your execution got to be there at all times, because you're at that level now. People expect you to execute it. So
yeah, it's good.
So if you could change one thing about the music industry, what would it be?
Royalties.
Streaming.
Politics.
They robbing us right now. They are straight up sticking us up with a gun. We not be able to collect our monies the way they are. I mean, they killing. A friend of mine, he put out an article the other day where he was just explaining how he wants to really take his music off a lot of the streaming platforms because, well, who was it? They said Snoop did some additioning. He added it up. He did like 3 billion streams and only got like $40,000 for that.
Okay.
How do you do 3 billion?
Crazy.
You're only collecting $40,000 for streams.
Right.
That's just unheard. The new streaming platform is good for promotion, but it's not good for the creative.
Mhm.
Those of us who write music and we're looking for residual, income, even after we're gone, leaving legacy to our kids, they're robbing us. There got to be another way to deal with this royalty deal. They're getting away with bloody murder. They're getting all the subscriptions. People are buying and subscribing to these platforms, and they're not doing fair by the artists.
Right.
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 But the music business has been like that since day one. If you go back to all of the older artists, like the Motown artists and stuff like that, those people was getting paid a car, but you done sold 1 million records. I got a Cadillac.
Right.
And at that time, they was probably $5,000 for a Cadillac.
Right.
Back in the 60s, these people, and that's the thing. People don't look at the entire sentence, the music business. People get into it for the music, but they don't get into it for the business part. And that's what the most important part is, making sure your business is right and that your money is right, because they will rob you blind if you let them.
Yeah.
And well,
Toya, trying to say something?
I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, it's just it amazed me. Like maybe 7 years ago, I started my modeling talent agency, and when I got to the music side of it, y'all learning the business, y'all really do get screwed a whole lot. So why wouldn't you guys start your own label, like Prince was trying to teach people? I started researching. So like if you have your own music label, wouldn't you get everything?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. It's a good and a bad thing about even doing that, because the music, the Sony records and all the big record labels, they have the machines to make you more successful. When you're doing it independently, you got to put all your money into it and hope that it comes back. You don't have the machine to be able to distribute it to get it to everybody to where you'll see money coming back in. That's the difference. Some people get over with it well, because you got like Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Never had a record label. Did everything independently. The internet helps some and some it don't. It's a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, it is. It is. And what I'll say on top of all of that, because the area that I'm in music right now, I'm kind of an all-around guy. I perform, I produce, I write, I'm a musician. And so here in the city of Chicago, let me just say it like this. In the city of Chicago, you have some of the best musicians, singers, producers in the entire world. I'll go further even to say that a lot of everything that we see when it comes to the music game, Chicago got their feet in it. Like for real. They have their way and they have their mark in the music industry. That's just how much of a talented pool that we have here in Chicago. But being in this experience and seeing the politics of how everything works, being part of a certain clique. If you're not a part of this certain clique, we're not even going to entertain you. We're not even going to talk to you. We're not going to converse with you because you're not a part of this group. And it's so much of the division for me that really discourages me to even want to continue on trying to bring people together. It's the division, it's the cliques, stuff like that. That I promise you, if we could just get past that, come to the same table, come together, like Toya was saying, come together. Let's start a label. Let's start something that can be a pathway for aspiring musicians, writers, producers, engineers. Give them a pathway to get to that place. But when everybody's chopping each other down, everybody's trying to stay at the top. So I gotta kick you down so I can stay at the top. That mentality with the politics, it's very, very tough to even want to try to even be a part of that. So for me, me personally, the reason why I'm even doing this and the reason why I want all of us to succeed is because we can actually create pathways for the people that's coming behind us. You know, because there's so many talented people out there, so many talented young men and women that all they need is just the opportunity to either be seen or be heard and have their opportunity to, you know, actually display their talent. But when you got people that's in place that only want their people, that only want the ones that's close to them to succeed, it's so hard for everybody to really come together. So to me, it's my goal and my heartfelt desire to try to destroy a lot of these division type of mentalities, you know, and try to get people to think collectively. You know what I'm saying?
And if I could just add, I love what Red and Jamonte just said, because again, Red said that you're dealing with a machine. And when you have people who are a part of the machine, but yet have a hand that could pull you into the machine, but again, they don't want to because I need to make sure I'm good here. If enough of us came together, like y'all just said, okay, let's do this. And we had some of the backing that's been a part of some of the machines to come and help with that kind of thing, we could get some things done. But again, if you're not willing to kind of go against the grain, which now you're kind of seeing some producers, some artists that are beginning to say, you know, let's go another way because this not working for us. We're not able to do this. We're not able to do that. But until then, it's going to be hard, kind of churning. But if you're out here and you really want to make it happen, you got to keep going at it. So I think that's where we are at this point.
Yeah, we just experienced something in the last couple of days with the digital streaming,
Right?
And really got to find it. I guess I'm not afraid to really speak on it. Got to find another way. We use something called DistroKid to distribute the music, and DistroKid is a vehicle and an avenue to get your music on all of the different digital platforms. But each of them, Digital Kid, Spotify, Pandora, all of them are doing their best to not share the wealth, if I put it like that. They're doing their best to keep most of the pot to themselves. They want to share with the creatives. Now, I'm all for everybody eating, but when those of us, all of us, we write music,
Right.
You're supposed to be able to collect on that music for the rest of your life. People I can name that don't ever have to record another song, but can just sit back and watch their catalog. I mean, James Brown is the most sampled artist in the world. He's gone, but his kids, his grandkids, and his grandkids don't have to worry about nothing because, you know, hip hop has got his music doing this. It's on a regular rotation. You can go even further, you know, even in gospel. You got James Cleveland, another guy who's always re-upping music. People constantly the song. It's just we got to find a way. God has to create a way, and
right.
I always say where there's a will, there is a way. We just got to find a creative way, but you also got to be comfortable in your niche. You got to create a path for yourself. You can't allow the machine and anybody in the machine or outside the machine to stop you from pursuing what you feel that's in you. And I believe if it's for you to have, God is going to provide that way for you to get there. And that's just where I am with this group. God's going to make it happen.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want to say, because I am going to have to leave in a certain amount of time because I do have another engagement. But I just want to say before I leave, I want to appreciate you, D. Jones. I want to appreciate you, Toya, for having us on, because now you've given us an opportunity for people to really see our hearts and see where we are and our commitment to wanting to do something that's going to better the music, that's going to better our community, that's going to better our people. So I thank you guys for allowing me to even have this platform just to share my heart and share what we're really trying to do. And what I'll say before I go is please continue support. Show your support in the ways that, you know, we have our music out there. You know what I'm saying? Stream the music, buy the music. And follow us. We all have IGs. We all have Facebooks. I know they'll get into that later on, but I just want to say it before I leave. I thank y'all so much again
Thank
just for
you.
having
We
us. I
appreciate
really
you.
appreciate it.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Thank you for coming on, John.
And
Much
we
love, bro.
the clock on the wall said we have to go anyway, and I take of time, but I wanted to leave this with you. What Terry Ron said. He said, "I heard 'Be Ready.' Was this a group written song or individual?" He said the vocal arrangements are great. So,
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you,
Preston.
Preston. Thank you so much.
so
That kid in the corner.
I know I appreciate you guys for coming on tonight. Toya, I appreciate you for even telling me about this group, Geneziz. Guys,
Thank you,
they
Toya.
are awesome. I really love Dedrick's name because it's his they call him Red, and Red is my maiden name. So related. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Thank you guys on
Thank you.
audience for coming out. You always support me. I appreciate you guys. Continue to support Geneziz. Like he said, stream them by the record. They don't make records anymore. What they do?
We still call it records. I mean, it's digital. It's a digital record, so it's recorded.
That's why you can support them. God bless you.
Have you told everyone?
Say it again, Toya.
Have you told everyone how they can support you guys? What
Well,
platform?
Go ahead.
I'll say it once again. You can find us on any digital platform with our music, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon,
YouTube Music, Amazon.
all of those. All of those. You can
Geneziz,
find our
though,
music.
spelled Geneziz.
Yes.
We do have a music page on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Our Instagram page is being worked on. All of the social media platforms that is necessary are being worked on. We want to give you a perfected platform to come to. So
Right.
we're doing things behind the scenes to get things happening. But we're looking to do a tour, do a concert, do wherever you want us to come. Hey, we well able.
If anybody out there want us to come sing at your church or something like that, get in touch with us.
That's right.
Indeed.
If there's anything I can do for you guys, just let me know. I'm here for you guys. God bless you and God
Bless
keep
you.
you in my prayer.
Thank you.
Bless you. Thank you so much. Be blessed.
So that my living is not in vain.
Thank you, Blue Table Talk. Thank you, Blue Table Talk.
Blue Table
I like
Talk.
Blue Table.
Thank you, Toya.
I like Blue
Thank
Table.
y'all for recognizing who the laid back person
Appreciate you,
is. Thank you, Toya, for recognizing who the laid back one is.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Me.
That's just on here.
Good
All
night.
right, later. Love y'all. Much love.